Sunny 99.1 with your soft favorites, Elton John with Simple Life. And good morning. It's 7:22, 22 minutes after 7 with Weaver and Dana. It was so neat to meet those young kids.
Aren't they sweet?
Diana, Gary.
Arbitron rated number 1, KODA, Houston Sunny 99.1. It's 3:59 with R.C. Rogers, playing the maximum variety of soft favorites from yesterday.
Sunny 99.1 is Arbitron rated number 1, KODA. Houston's love songs continue on Sunny, a Clear Channel station.
In Texas radio, Dave Dillon is known as the man behind Sunny 99.1 in Houston. Following stints as program director in Atlanta, Denver, Jacksonville, and Pittsburgh, Dave came to Texas and Houston's KODA, where in 1991, he was responsible for the conception, programming, music, strategic positioning, and imaging as the station adopted a new format. Within 3 years, KODA became Houston's number 1 rated station. As a result, Dave was promoted to Vice President of Programming for SFX Broadcasting, working with stations in Dallas, San Diego, and Jacksonville, among other markets. Following a merger with Capstar, Dave was named as one of the group's programming vice presidents. Subsequently, Dave was Vice President of Radio Programming for the Journal Broadcast Group, working with 38 different stations. Dave Dillon, welcome to the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
This is an incredible experience, and it's so humbling. Thank you for voting for me. Thank you for caring. Thank you for those god-awful old pictures. I don't even remember where some of them were, of course. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But seriously, thank you everyone for it. It's just great to be here. I came to Houston in December of 1990 at the invitation of Dusty Black. Dusty was the GM of Coda at the time. He was looking for a PD and got my name from at least 2 people. I don't know how many more that would have given it, frankly. And he invited me down. I came down on a Saturday. He picked me up for breakfast. We went to breakfast at Mama's Cafe. And then he said, we went to the radio station, and he said, hey, have you ever been to the Astrodome? I said, no, it's the first time I've ever been to Houston. Let's go. So we literally had an interview to be the PD of KODA at the ball game. And so as the crowd would get rowdy, we'd kind of stop the interview and watch what was going on. And then when we get back to the interview, it was the most incredible interview experience. I wish I was smart enough to be able to conduct the interview and not just get too excited about the games. But the final score of the Oilers beat the Browns 58-14. So I thought the interview went very, very well. Then we went to meet with the consultant to the station at the time, Alan Mason, for a short time. Then Dusty drove me to the Intercontinental and on the way offered me the job. So here I am. And I've been here for 30 plus years. When I first came here, I wanted to be Texan, y'all, because I'm from near Philadelphia and worked in the Northeast and the Southeast. Never worked here before, and it's kind of a unique experience. So everybody was explaining to me about how important the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is, how it's the biggest in the world, how they have the cook-offs, which are so much fun. If you get a chance to go. You won't be sorry. So I decided to buy a pair of cowboy boots. Never owned a pair of cowboy boots in my life. Right? Went out and bought the cowboy boots, and every time I wore those suckers, my feet were killing me. It was just awful. So I started complaining to my wife. She was great at it. She brought them into the room and said, try them on now. Put my no pain. What? Wow, this is great. I can see why people like these. I said, what happened? What did you do to this? And she reached behind her back and held up a pair of pliers that had a nail in it. So that kind of, it had a nail in it. That cemented my position as a member of the I married way. A lot of you here, I see you, I know many of you. But I've been very fortunate in my career. Before I came to Houston, I worked for a lot of great companies, including Easy Communications. I was mentored by the great Dillon Valley and the late Jeff Dorff. I worked for Hearst in Pittsburgh and was the co-executive producer of the Pittsburgh Steelers radio network. After Jacksonville, where I was co-executive producer of the Florida Gators football network. So I kind of have an interest in sports, and that interview, Dusty, and the Astronauts was just perfect. So I've been really lucky that so many people have been kind to me. They've been talented jocks, news and sports folks, engineers, sales managers, account execs, yes, account execs, research companies, consultants like Jack Tadino, and station support people. But I learned so much working for Dusty about this market and how to put this market being Houston, and how to put that radio station together, because we were surrounded on all sides. K-Light, a new jazz station that had the biggest billboard showing in the history of Texas radio. There were two country stations, Kick and Kilt, that both managed 20 shares, 25-54, every book. It was incredible. So I learned so much from Dusty, and then following the success of Sonny, we got promoted. And I learned more from Dusty, doing all the other formats and doing all these other markets. And we've been friends for 30 plus years, so I'm very blessed with that. But along with my work colleagues, it certainly takes a strong family to make it all happen, and a kind family. My wife, Chris, and our son, Ben, are my strong family. They're my inspiration, and that's why I work so hard. So many hours and so many days. I went to so many cook-offs that Doug Harris wasn't even there. It was absolutely terrible. Anyway, thank you. It's truly an honor. I know I goof around, but when I'm nervous, I goof around. So thank you very much. I told you I couldn't do it as good as you.